We're back. Welcome back. Today, we're working on a 1968 C10 in bright white. My name is Darren. Thanks for coming. Today, the main focus is going to be on parts. I don't know everything about parts. I don't know nothing about parts, to be honest with you. I just order them, and when they come in, I make them fit. But I'm realizing more recently that getting more quality parts really pays off, saves a lot of time and effort. Some of them don't even save money to get the cheap ones. This was a nicer quality rocker than we put on the other side. It has end caps and things that make it more stout. I like it. It fits really nice, although not perfect. They never do, and it's just because in stamping they don't spend the time and money to get a part stamped. I can show you. Where's the one at? This one. And this is an old one. I've got a couple, 2 or 3 sets of these sitting around. I should have probably grabbed a couple of sets so you could see the different ones. This is CHL, pretty good quality part. A little bit of wrinkling on the shrink area, but they got it flat. I don't like this. CHL, I'm liking this one. But don't look for perfect. There's no sense in it. I don't know what you can see, but I'll just hold it up. When they fold this over, in the stamping of this whole deal, it's all usually one stamp. There's a little part here that they don't fold metal up on. Well, so it leaves it's kind of got a little ramp to it and a little extra piece. Again, I don't know how well you can see it, but there's a little extra piece of, I don't know what you would call that, but it's around the stamping is round for it. It just has that little edge that they didn't trim off. There's a name for it, burr or something. But where they had to shrink the metal, I like, because it's got a sharp corner. This is almost 90. So there's going to be a lot of bunched up metal in this corner. And even though it's got some wrinkles, because you're going to have that, they've got it flat. Unlike that door we looked at last week, and probably some other parts I'll point out later. I said it later. I already said it. Those wrinkles are bumpy. So I'm pretty happy with the CHL. Now, if we get to it today, and I really hope we do, we've got a lot to cover. I'm going to cut that quarter panel off. I keep saying quarter. The rear cab corner, I do see now looking at this in the shine, there's a little ramp to the whole thing. Just a little. And I'm sure that's not supposed to be like that. So that'll bother me later because I'll have to do some body work that down or work this part out with I can't talk. I don't know English well. A body hammer and a block on the back. And that'll pull that out. Or you can just fill it with Bondo. I wouldn't, but do what you want to do. So that's the CHL part. Let's move right along. We got a lot to do. We're gonna make something happen. You already looked at this part. You already know about that part. It's a rocker. Over here I have another brand. I forget. I don't know if you can see it, but it was that floor panel we put in. Well, I only cut a few pieces out of it, but the bends seem to be pretty good on that one. That's a Key Parts, Key. Pretty high quality. They brag up high quality. By the way, this is Taiwan made. Now you're going to say, well, they're made in Taiwan. It's not America. You're right. It's not America. But Taiwan better than China. China. I can't say it like the big guy. The new big guy. You know what I'm talking about. Taiwan's better. CJ Pony, I don't know who they use. Well, let me open that up real quick. I just got this in the mail. This is what we've been waiting for. 2 parts in here. Oh, I want to tell you that. I'm not kicking on CJ parts yet, but there's 2 parts I ordered. Yeah. Not thrilled with that. Could have put some foam between it or something. Because if they drove in a delivery truck and got banging around against each other, that won't turn out so good. Well, they tried. Yeah, there's more. Oh, yeah, what we got? Packing slip. Does it tell us where anything's from? Shipper. Doesn't say. Anyhow, I ordered a cab support. Let's get that out first. Okay. That's a CHL part from CJ Ponies. And I I like that one. This is a good looking part. I'm not tickled about that part. I don't know if you can see it, but it's these two ends got pushed together, probably in shipping or something. That's nothing more than just pulling back. I think that's heavy. Oh, hang on. The other one's right here. Right here. We might as well check it out. Now, unfortunately, I can't tell you what brand. Sorry about that. This one's is because one of the stickers are all old and fell off it. But there we go. I'm not very happy. I've been telling you guys that I have only a driver's side and not a passenger. And I ordered a passenger. Must be I made a mistake, huh? Sorry, Tom. I'll eat this one. But what I'm seeing is this is a CHL part, and I'll tell you why. Not to bore you with details. There's a burr right here, and it's got the most peculiar shape. And this one, ordered years later, has that exact peculiar little burr shape. Has to be the same. When you start seeing things like that aren't part of the production, but they are just identical. Identical. I got to believe it. Yeah? This one might be heavier. Pretty close, though. Well, anyway, I can eat that part. It was like $12. Problem is, I didn't think it fit. I guess that's my problem. All right, let's move on. If that's the biggest mistake I make this week, I'll get over it. What else we got? Oh, this is the fun part. So remember, we had two driver's sides. At least I thought. After that last one, I'm not too impressed with myself. Let's see who made this one. CHL. Got it done on the bottom. That's a shipping dent. No big deal. But I could not find anywhere, looking at the pictures online, it's got a pretty good stamping crease right there. I'm not tickled with. This side looks really good. But that one's got a crease you can hook your finger on. My biggest thing, you guys have been watching me. Of course, I get the one that's flattened out for some reason. But this crease here, I wanted a good one. And I can see in the metal it was there, but somehow it got hammered back. Let's go on this side. That's got a pretty good lip on it. I'm pretty happy with that. Right here's the other one. So let's match one up. Of course, this is going to be the right side now. I hope so. I'll eat that too, Tom. Don't sweat it. No, I'm sure this is right. Yeah, that one's got more wrinkles. Whoever made that one. And as far as the lip goes, that one's flat. That one's got a pretty good angle. I'm going to say this one's in the middle. This is got a between the two. So CHL, we're going to use it. It's a good part. It'll be fine. It's a decent gauge. I didn't look up what gauge it is, but it says right hand. So at least I know I got the right one here, even though I ordered the wrong parts. All right, now, I like to throw movie quotes and things in. I don't know if you guys always pick them up. It's just something I do lightly in the videos. But today we're going to look what's behind door number 2, if you remember that one. So let's come over here and see if, let's make a deal. I gave you an extra hint. Get you in the picture where you can see. I'll get you a little closer. We're going to grind the bottom of this one off. Now, I've cut half of it before you guys got here, just so you wouldn't stand around going, I'm bored. Well, relax a little. Watch me work. Why would you be bored? It's not boring. Just have to stand in your way and cut this way. Want me to move the camera again? Nah, we're not doing that today. Same as before. I didn't draw a line. I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to put my finger on there with my gloves on. And when I put my finger on here as a rest, we'll cut straight across. I was hoping this door could be welded or glued under this lip because that was my concern. I've talked to Tom. He's like, whatever, dude. It's just a crease. Don't sweat it. I worry too much. He's right. Nobody's going to see it. And if somebody sees it, they're not going to care. Trust me, people don't care about your stuff like you think they do. So I sanded this down, and there's a rust hole right there and right there. Just a couple of pinholes. Well, if it's rusty there, it's going to be rusty a little higher. Let's just cut it off. So right across here is all I'm cutting. I got the bottom loose. Let's see what's behind door number 2. driver's door, number 2. All right. Turn your phone down, turn your TV down, put your earplugs aside, whatever you got to do. Getting loud. Good. All right, nope, I'm good. Ta-da! Yeah. Ta-da. Okay. What we got? What do you think we got? She's pretty loose. Well, what we got here is same as the other side. Somebody welded. Oh, they spot welded and then used a little goober on there to put another piece of metal over the completely destroyed bottom. Okay, no, never mind with that. Come off of there. I was wondering about this. So this one is still attached to the door frame a tiny bit. That won't take much. I really shouldn't use these, but we're on TV. Because, I never told you guys this. I just did the worst thing I could do. Cut sideways, too. These are just tin snips. That metal's so thin. Something to keep in mind. I'm not doing it. If you guys are working on stuff and you're in a hurry and you don't want to be embarrassed in front of people like me, keep this in mind. Rust is extremely hard. It will dull blades. It will destroy drill bits. I don't know if anybody ever taught you that, because nobody ever taught me that. But I learned it the hard way. Rust is hard. Try not to use anything good on rusty stuff. All right, let's just cut this little strap off. Here we go. And then the last thing attached is this corner support. And it was not attached on the last one. Looks like they got a couple of welds on it. Now that corner support is very strong, so you can peel on this all you want. And if it ain't strong, it needs to be. So we are attached ever so slightly at the bottom. The rest of it looks all right. Let's cut that little bit off of there. Watch your ears. Of course, it wouldn't fit in there, but I got something for it. Well, it's going to fight me. Why you got to do this when I'm on camera? Make me look bad in front of my friends. Okay, let's just touch it a little more right here. Call that a blind cut because I closed my eyes. Well, come on. Man, I'm not cutting any more than that. It's coming off. Watch it make me look stupid. Come on, I want to see what's in here. There's got to be a bunch of junk in here. Let's just zip it out, and I'm done. All right. Let's get that out of the way. I'll clean all this up when? That's right, later. So what all we got in this drawer? I'm going to show you what I've been finding in this truck. I found a bunch of stuff in this truck. What's this? All right, just kidding. I threw that in the top earlier. But go ahead and subscribe if you're not. Give me a like, a thumbs up, something. Tell me you care. I know you care. It's a bunch of rust in there. Nothing fun. No mices, no mices. a lot of this stuff. This would be what happens after 50 years for us guys that use tar. It will eventually dry out. It will eventually crack. But then, yeah, me too. You know, I'm 56 years old, so we get dried out. I need a drink. All right, that wasn't that funny. I said to like and subscribe. I want to take you over there, but I want to tear this door apart while we're here. I take my coat off. Finally got heat on here. Up in Michigan, it's cold. But seriously, stick around. Right here, this is kind of important. I'll get to it next. We're going to cover the findings in the truck. We're going to cover what somebody tried to do to fix a problem. And it didn't fix the problem. I already know. And I'll tell you what's wrong. It's a cheaper fix than they spent the money on. That's coming up. Let's move over here real quick, because you got more stuff to see. We're going to get to that too, hopefully today. That'd be great. All right. 1 minute. Right here. So digging through this truck, when we're done digging through it. So I waited till now to show you guys the grand total of the findings. If you remember earlier, if you were with me earlier and you're not now, and you are now and you're not, that doesn't matter. We had found these tweezers. I haven't cleaned them yet, but they've been cleaned by rain 100 million times. I don't know how they're not dated. Funny about dated, these 4 coins will be dated. Found that like in the cowl. I don't know, somebody was plucking their nose hairs while they were sitting on the hood or something. I don't know. So this is cool. I love this. It doesn't give us an absolute to the last time this truck was driven. We're never going to have that. But what we have here is a 1965 quarter. Pretty neat to find a quarter older than the vehicle. It's a little tarnished, both sides, but that's a cool find. Then we have the 1969 penny. That's a real copper penny, not them zinc ones like today. And by the way, this is a 90% silver, the old junk silver. And then this penny is a 19... Oh, I was going to save you on that. Let's go to the dime. Doesn't matter. 1976? 5? Can't tell. 1960... No, 95. 1995 dime. So we got some older coins, but the 1995 dime either showed up from somebody working on the truck, pretty unlikely, or it was when somebody drove it. Now, that doesn't mean they had a brand new dime in their pocket. I get that. But a 1975, what I said? 1995. Well, that's pretty easy. 2005, 2015, 2025. That dime's 30 years old. So somewhere around 30-ish years since this truck's been on the road. I mean, we're guessing, but we have something to look at. Let's get to that door. I want to tear that door apart so bad I can't stand it. Plus, I want to show you some details on it. What we have, this door, somebody had a classic problem with this door. Oh, and by the way, Tom, I got quick news for you and everybody else watch. This is the upper hinge. The upper hinge on these doors are the one that has the stopper in it. These bottom ones are just supposed to flop in the wind. But it has this stopper to keep it from extending too far, and it'll stay open when you get out of the car with groceries or beer or whatever you got. This one's still good. It's not completely wore out. Well, it's the passenger side. That makes sense. Although the pin is a little worn, and that's where you get this chucking right here. That's actually pretty good wear on that. My truck, I put a new pin in it. I drove this pin out. I had a hinge. I think I bought a hinge for like $30 just to get the right pin. I won't do that again. But that pin was replaced in Spanish gold truck. So, Tom, I got the wear bars that are wore out on your driver's door. We didn't know where to get them. I got a pair and a hinge I don't use. So I can get the driver door fresh like brand new. All right, I've talked plenty about that too, haven't I? So somebody had a problem with the windows. Not uncommon to have a problem with the window cranks. They get old, they get gummed up, they get hard to crank up and crank down. There's hard spots in them. You'll end up bending, I don't know if you can see that, the metal connector. It's a scissor. I don't know if you ever had one apart. It's like scissors. One moves one way, one moves the other. And those get bent up when you crank that handle too hard because that handle is usually too tough to break. Although I'm seeing that has some pretty fresh a gold color on it, which would be the zinc plating. That's pretty new. and one of the screws is kind of rounded. So somebody replaced the crank and the hardware. And I promise you, they still didn't fix their problem. Mainly because the problem isn't in, well, he probably ruined the crank, but the problem isn't in the scissors. People think the scissors get gummed up and then, well, maybe he bent them up cranking too hard, but generally these get replaced thinking they're going to fix the problem with the window going up and down hard. When the problem is actually this trim. Matter of fact, it ends right here and it shouldn't. Little noise, hang on. So this, I left my screwdriver with it. We're going to cover all this later, and I'm going to start tearing this door apart and see if we can get some things out of it. We'll work on that cab corner too. So this strap, me in English, it's not a strap. Why'd I call it a strap? This door guide fabric rubber thing, we're supposed to start right here, wrap around the window, and sometimes they get bunchy up here, and this one is. So I think this is already one replacement. And then they go all the way down, I don't know if you can see that far, to the bottom of the door. It's all one piece. And they did that because they were smart. For one, it's easier to put in that way, assembly. See, what we got here? Why do I have an end right here? It looks cut. All right, so now I'm guessing somebody bought one, cut it here, and replaced this part. And it's old, it's cracked, it's not good. What is going on? Well, just to show you, it's not good now anyway. The inside felt's even broke loose. What happens inside this door, both sides, is this felt here starts at the top and goes all the way to the bottom of the door on the front side of the window. This will break because it gets dry. And then the window will catch on it and it'll flip back like that. And then you're trying to run your window in and out of there and it's binding up. So the problem isn't usually your crank. It isn't usually the scissors. It's just this rubber gets all booger. You know what I'm saying. But it looks like this is cut as well. So whoever did this, well, let's just say they had 2 tries at it. The fact that I can pull it out in one piece, it ain't the original. This is a 68. And when I took them out of my 71, I was just pulling a piece at a time. Break right off of my hand. Where this is gonna come out easy. Well, maybe they glued it in up there. I don't know. That's not for you guys to worry about. I'll get that out. We're gonna put brand new in it. The window's gonna work like butter. Whew. Working up a sweat. Let's get these controls loose. We might get that window out. But I can't remember. Do you crank the window up first? Seems like you do. What's it gonna matter? We can do it either way we want. I'm gonna break all the rules today. I don't happen to have a door handle just sitting right here. I'm sure there's one over on the inside of the shop, but I don't want to walk that far. I'm going to do the other thing you should never do. Yeah, don't do this, people. And I won't do it very hard, but if it cranks pretty easy, I will. It's a little firm, but I'm telling you, that's that rubber. That works pretty decent. Let's see if I can drop this glass on the ground, Tom. I don't like it. Oh, the window weighs that much. I'm gonna tip my, yeah, she's not wanting to come out of there. It's binding up. Now I can't get it down. Okay, yeah, I did that right on video. All right, well, we're not going to monkey with that too much more. It's definitely wrong. I'm pulling on that harder than I should. But we got her up where it's not going to be a problem. We'll start tearing this stuff out. It'll come apart. It doesn't matter. Get worried about tearing stuff apart. Just tear it apart. I mean, who's watching you? You guys watching? You're always watching me. All right, we'll get started down in here. Start tearing this stuff out. Maybe I'll show you how not to do it. Oh, a couple more quick tips. You got a number 2, I think? Maybe it's a number 3. Yeah, I think it's a number 3. Doesn't matter. Get the Phillips head that fits. And then watch your ears. It's going to take a second. you want to hit the top of each of these if somebody's been in there, because as they strip it out, they tend to peel a little bit of metal. And when that metal kind of gets deformed, it'll be easier for you to strip it. Two things hitting with a hammer does. It flattens those pointy parts down so your screwdriver bites better, and it jars the rust that's in the threads loose. So I'm going to bang on 3. What's 3 and 4? It got to be somewhere around 7. Anyhow, plug your ears for 7. 8. 9. How come I hit all the... I'm done. I hit all the other ones perfect. I was getting ready to brag that up. All right, I don't know how noisy this is going to be, but let's just get it apart. Well, I should have told you that. These 2 screws at the bottom here hold this triangle window in. That's going to be a fun video. Tom. I hate doing these. I would leave it for him to do later, but these corner windows, once you get the door together, you don't want to be pulling these back out because, dang it, because the window rubber's in them and you'll tear that up, and then the door trim's in there, you'll tear that up. It's got to be done now or never, and by the looks of it, never is not an option. So we'll talk about that hatred day when I get there. It ain't that bad. I got to complain about something. All right, here we go. Oh, that was so tight. Whatever. My gracious, whoever owned this didn't even own a screwdriver. Oh, they're not a strong wrist. That wasn't. This thing hasn't went ka-chunk once. Not even there. What's going on? We'll get one down here. Nope. All right. I ran into right here. This is a 7/16 quarter 20. Excuse me. See if I can get that one. You know, I screwed up. Wasn't thinking. Get out of here, bud. All right. 7/16. I just said that. Quarter 20. I'll just take that one out with my finger wrench. I know Tom didn't monkey with that. Never was tightened, obviously. So now we got things loose. Now I know somebody's out there yelling, screaming. Something like, I can hear you calling me a dummy now, and that's okay. I'm going to mess up all that alignment. Yeah, I sure am. Because I'm not going to trust any of this old alignment. We're going to go with all new alignment. We're going with new stuff. Let's go with new alignment. Besides, it's not that hard. I want to do it right. Yeah, that's supposed to happen. That wasn't supposed to happen. It's gone forever, if I'm being honest. I'll find it. Those were at least tight. I mean, they weren't Tom tight, but they were tight. Yeah, I'm putting all that stuff over here on that hood that I don't have done yet. Yeah, we're not talking about that today. I'll get that hood done. It's a mood thing. I'm emotional about it right now, all right? Now, these have some really cool clips on them I'd like to show you. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it right in front of you. Get on my head. I need a screwdriver. It's right here. I could just take that one off. Let me get my head in there. How come my head won't fit in there? I wish they still use these things. Now, I cuss about them sometimes. Only because they hold so good, and I just want it to pop right off. Well, you don't really want it to just pop off. But if you've never seen these things, they're pretty neat. Oh, and if you're worried about struggling with them, yeah, don't. I make things look way harder than they are. You know that. I'm going to take this one off anyway. Mainly because I'm looking in there and it's rusty. And as soon as I get this off, they're really easy. Like I said, I make things look harder than they really are. They're super cool. They're super easy. They work fantastic. There, got it. Just like that. I'm getting it. So I know you can't see it. Hang on. I can barely see it. It's rusty. Oh, I dropped it. I'll put that in the gone forever pile. All right, these are cool. I'm just going to take 2 seconds if you've never seen one, and I can't get the rod out to show you. Basically, the rod goes through this hole, and all you do when you get the rod through there is this is the shape of the rod. So the rod would be right here. You just snap that right on the rod, and you're done. Walk away. You're finished. No tools necessary other than a screwdriver. Looking at this, it might need replaced, but the window crank's been replaced. This is the door handle, and it's wallered out pretty good. It's egg-shaped in here. I'm going to say, and it's even egg-shaped out here. I probably won't buy a new one because Tom's going to put power windows in this someday. So we'll just leave those for now. And you can replace those without destroying the door. Not a big problem. Getting that window out, I don't really want to do that in front of you now. I really don't. Scared. I'm not doing it. I'll do it when you're not watching. And then one of you are going to ask me, well, I want to know how to do it. Well, I don't remember, okay? I thought you had to use a screwdriver in here, and I never saw the spot. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. I was too nervous about looking cool in front of my friends. Not a concern I have every day, trust me. All right, let's try this again. I don't think I'm going to break that window. Why did I say that? Yeah, it's not even going to work now because some dummy unscrewed it. Basically, I just got to jimmy this down, and I'm pretty sure there's a screw there, and I can't remember this side. Maybe it's right here. No? I'll get it out. I want to get it out now. I'm not going to. I'll do it later. I said it. I'm later. I'm not in the mood. Okay, I'll bring it back when I get it realigned. This can wait till next week anyway. And I'll have the door bottom cut to put on, and maybe we'll glue that. So there's that. Let's spin you around for what some of you guys have been dying to see. Besides, we got a lot more door stuff to do. I got to keep door stuff around to keep you interested. You guys are almost done watching cab corners and stuff. What am I looking at? This cab corner. Now, while we're here, I should lower you down. The reason this isn't finished is because I still have to do the welded nuts here. But this will go on quick. It'll just be finished. Probably the next time you show up, boom, it'll just be done. But I didn't want to box myself in here while I'm doing this cab corner. If I had the rocker on, it's going to come right up here. And I got this to worry about. So I'm going to wait on it. We're going to do the cab corner first, then the rocker. We have the benefit that this is off. Then we can get in there and do what we want to. So let's chop that off. Let's make some more noise. Yeah, you know me, I'm putting on my hearing still. I hate that loud. Oof. All right. So what we got to do, I already cut this up. And then I thought, well, you guys don't want me to bring you along. So I'll cut it off and we'll all see what's in there together. I know, you can't see. I don't have my gloves on. I got to put a glove on. I don't know where to move you where you can see better anyway. Just look over my shoulder. Hold the light, would you? Well, I did notice that when I started cutting, there was Bondo coming that way, but it wasn't very thick. That feels interesting already. Yeah, I think we better stop right there. All right, you noticed I didn't just full Monty go right through it because the outer actually wraps around the inner. And although I'm going to replace a lot of that, I would like a starter point. So I just cut a little bit past the corner, and then we can, I don't know what we can do to get that off, but we should be mostly loose here. Come on. Although I'll say this, you guys couldn't tell. When I was cutting at it, it felt thick, like heavy duty thick. I don't want to ruin that. I want to show you that crack too. I should just cut right through that. What's it going to hurt? Oh, it is going to hurt. So we need to do something here. Well, not when you guys are here. I'll do that when you're gone. Let's just cut it off. So I'll go down this way with a grinder. No, I won't. I'll use this cutoff wheel, and we're just going to do a little cut down this way just to get this off, and I'll worry about cleanup another time. soon as it started to go, I knew the back was right behind it, so I stopped. Now we should be able to pry that out. Did I not cut enough? You know, they say you got to sneak up on it. Well, I'm definitely sneaking. That's the only place it's holding. Oh, yeah. That's all right. We're cutting that off anyway. So, let's got a boogery here. I'd ground that down for back there, and there was still some rust on it, so it didn't bond really good. It didn't have a lot to bond to either, by the way. Got a funny. Oh no, that's it. That's okay. So what we ended up here, and the reason I cut this out is this crack. You can see, and I was starting to undercoat a little bit, but can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. You can see that. I don't know. This crack here was bothering me. Not much metal down here. It goes to almost nothing. It had this, what do they call it, bullseye type out here. I didn't want to leave that because you can see the strength. I'm not pulling hard, and you get a lot of movement. And all it's going to do is keep cracking the paint. It's not right. It's broken metal. It's getting thin right there. It was time to pull that out. What I'm happy to see is pretty thick metal and only one layer. I could have swore whoever put these on put them over the old ones, and that had me worried because that's not good. I overlap metal, and I know I preach this all the time, but when I overlap metal, I'm only overlapping, this small amount, and we cover it good with epoxy or whatever we're using, so it's not going to rust. When you take an entire panel and slide it over another one and weld it up or glue it up or whatever, you've left a void for water to get into and rust jack and break and create ugliness. And we just have one layer of rocker in pretty darn good shape. I didn't have to go back at all, hardly a bit. And the top is strong. We're in good shape. So we need to cut one of these. I know, $15 fender, and we're going to cut this part out. That's just part of life. There's no sense in cutting out more than you need. That's good. So let's see about doing that. I don't know. What do I know? Feel like nothing most of the time. Where are we at on time? Can I look? I know this is the new camera. The one, I'm over time already. You guys won't watch more than 30 minutes. I mean, a couple of you will, but my views go down to almost nothing when I get to the 30-minute mark. So why do I keep going? I know. I'll keep going for you, Eddie. My best viewer so far. And thank you for all the new people who come along. I appreciate you guys. I do. Just watch, give me a thumbs up or whatever. That's all I want. So here's our cab corner. You can see the difference in material. This is where they pinched it, and I said there's extra metal. Unfortunately, the rocker we've taken off appears that it had the metal bent a little farther down, which might have been a higher quality. So that's CHL's quality. I'll be looking at the ones I have at home. There might be a different brand. I don't remember. But I do like, even though this was rusted out, I do like that they folded metal farther down, giving you a little more strength to this corner. But hey, that's my problem. And I'll figure it out. See the misshape here? Not square like here. Yeah, I don't like any bit of that. I'm not happy with it at all, and I'll tell you why. I probably won't buy CHL again. Because I don't mind the metal being a little bent wrong, where I got to manipulate or fix it. But with this, it's not just wrong. I'm short metal. I don't like being short on the metal. See, this lip, although it folds down and back, which gives it more strength than this one, the metal's short. I'm going to have to extend it. Now, they all had a gap there, which nobody likes, but that's how they came from the factory. But look how much I'm short on metal here. So I'm going to have to weld on this already. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. This one's way better. I don't know what it is. That's disappointing. Dang it. Well, I haven't cut this one yet, and we're out of time. I might go home and find my other one. And if it's a higher quality for this particular truck, I'll cut that one out and leave this for something else. Man, that sucks. Excuse my language. I know it's not so. That's supposed to come straight down or really close to straight down. Yep, that's the end of my video. part of the fun. See you guys next week. It's always fun with me. We'll see you guys, and thanks so much for coming. I'm going to turn this thing off somehow. You going to let me turn you off? 1, 2.